Okay, so we have Light over here in the bottom left, and in the upper left we have Forgg.
Yeah, Forgg practices so hard, and I haven't been watching as much of his stream lately. Although, big props to him, because while other pro gamers will go on and stream stupid things like team battles and like use map and like where they all play on the same, you know, like basically Archon mode in StarCraft 1, Team Melee. Like they do all sorts of these quote unquote fun things. Whenever I see that garbage, right? Because it'll be like 8 pro gamers one stream, like, oh, every good streamer's doing that. Well, no worries, because I know exactly who's playing ladder right now, and that's Forgg. So you can always tune into his stream and get great games.
Hey, do you play any use map settings in StarCraft Remastered? Any? At all?
I'm sorry, do I have a red nose? Do I look like a clown to you,
I was going to say
Tasteless?
Rudolph, and I was going to say yes, but... Because Artosis, in front of all these people, I'm ready to challenge you in a game of Micro Wars.
Oh, I'll destroy you.
Twilight level.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Can we find that, though?
If Tasteless ever beat me at that, I would have to hang up my mouse and keyboard. So, yeah.
Let's do it, man. Let's go. I've got nothing to lose.
Okay. I'm excited. Let's stream it, Tasteless.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Done and done. Yeah, I'll find the Micro Wars maps. I didn't look for them yet, but I will.
Yeah, we gotta see if somebody's watching this. Someone shoot us the Twilight Settings Micro Wars map.
Forgg.
Oh,
yep,
look.
He's going for a command center without
no, he's
gas.
not.
Yes, he is. Forgg's going gasless expand.
No, he's making a barracks, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Barracks expand.
I thought you said that was CC first.
Yeah, no, this is the safer one. It's slightly economically cheesy. If you don't react to it just right, then you can be in some trouble. But it's a forward 11 racks from Light, which is pretty strong against that. Wait, am I? Wait, that isn't an 8 racks, right? No. Yeah, no. Okay, no, that was 11 racks. Sorry. Took me a second here. Anyways, it's a forward 11 racks, so he can put some pressure on. But it looks like he'll probably scout Forgg last. He might send the Marine north, though. A lot of times when you build the forward barracks, you just send a Marine out to scout as well, because you're looking for people who are doing these builds.
Yeah, right.
Where they're basically what you want to do is force them to make the bunker too early. Because when you go for one of these builds, it comes down to you want to make as few Marines as possible, you want to pull as few SCVs to fight as possible, and you want to make the bunker as late as possible. So any way you can screw any of that off is really good. And look at that, he kills the first Marine. That's RNG right there, so good job, Light.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where you can't run, but you might as well just see what happens.
It's,
By the way, Light is going to scout this right away here.
And Forgg hasn't really pulled too much yet. Obviously, that Marine is at very low health, so he's not too afraid of it. An SCV can dive in and kill it even. Light just clearing out his opponent's SCV there. Throws down his command center with good time. Oh, he's actually making a vulture. Okay. So most of the factory expand builds that you use in situations like this, where your opponent has gone for a gases expand, normally you'll get an add-on right away. Whether you want to go into vultures or tanks, normally that's the way to do it. Whereas if you just make a vulture, occasionally you see someone do something crazy like just run by the bunker, or, you know, like for instance right here, he might be waiting to see if the Marines pop out to kill his 2 Marines. So watch this. But Forgg knows he actually pulled 2 SCVs up, so he is very keen on what might occur. But occasionally you see silly stuff like Marines pop out to try to kill. Yeah, so he just popped one out to kill one of the Marines. And sometimes they'll pop all of them out and just chase them, and then the vulture just like kills everything.
So where does Light want to try to take a game like this? I know we're still early on here, but for me, as a non-Terran player, I always find there's some mystery for me in the early game TvT. Like, what are you looking for and what are you trying to hide? And
well, he's floating in the barracks right now, and he sees the vulture. So what I think that we'll see from Light is the speed upgrade for vultures and just pure vulture production. You can, with factory expand, match a gasless expansion vulture for vulture.
Yeah.
And get into that type of game. So that might be what we end up seeing. He actually went mines first, which isn't a gigantic surprise.
Yeah.
What are you doing for?
Yeah, I don't know what the story was with that. So he's going to lose one vulture, which actually does matter a lot. And now 3 vultures are going to get into the main. This is so bad. Unless you're light, then it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's going to get to lay some mines here. Artosis.
Yeah.
My heart.
No, I know.
My little heart can't take it.
Well, you have your Marines outside your bunker, and then, you know, your opponent's making vultures, and you run your vulture out. This can happen. Yeah, this is a very weird. This is part of the problems of being a Terran player. You look for TvT VODs, and then you see stuff like this, and you're like, this is not replicable in any way.
Right.
This is a game that should never have happened.
Yeah, it goes to show you the impact that one little mistake can make, can really start to pile up.
Really.
So already we have Light with just a huge SCV lead here.
Light is in a dominating position right now.
Still has the contain with the mines as well, don't forget.
Yeah, and he's
second add-on coming down here, so he's going to have plenty of tanks to boot.
Yeah.
There's no real counterattack at all. Forgg could try to send that one tank again, and Artosis could educate all of us on why that's a bad idea.
Well, I just don't think it can end the game.
Ah! Okay, he's actually losing even more as he tries to push out here.
And this is looking pretty good for Light. He's
Yes.
just going to produce his siege tanks nonstop. That's siege mode that he's upgrading right now. And like Light has a lot of options from here. He can go starport. He can add 1 or 2 more factories, or he can go for a command center. Like all of those are completely reasonable because he's well ahead right now. But a lot of times what you'll want to do when you get a position like this is you've already laid some mines out there. You want to rally up your siege tanks and just do a contain. And if you just rally nonstop, like 2 factory siege tank basically, and just whatever else you're building out of your 3rd or 4th fact, it's like almost impossible to break it over these bridges.
Yeah, it's always very hard to move any StarCraft 1 group through a bridge or any narrow passage.
Yeah, and even if you had StarCraft 2 movement, the siege tanks would kill it anyways coming over the bridges. But Forgg gets out there.
By the way, some very good kiting here by Light.
It's good moves from Forgg too, though. I like what he's trying here. He's trying to reduce his tank count ASAP.
Oh my gosh. Is there any trick to this? And with Micro, do you want to like just target whatever's closer? Do you want to try to get their tank?
Yeah, you want to get their tanks is what you're going for here because you have the explosive damage on your tank and Goliaths do normal. So like you are actually gunning for their tanks because if the tanks die, the vultures die. The vultures, like you were talking about, don't add much.
Yeah. They barely scratch the tanks here. We're continuing to see both players power up. There is a command center being taken in the bottom center. Again, Light got, in the very earliest moments of this game, the contain with the mines, which at least allows him to monitor. Forgg, when you have enough units, you can usually push through the mines. They get shot down pretty easily. Oh, that's unfortunate we even got to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
So not fit the add-on there.
Forgg is actually going to 6 factory right now, which I kind of commend the decision. I like it quite a bit because he got behind and now he's lost a bunch of units. He did reduce the siege tank count, and now he's just going to flood the map with units. And again, that's kind of a good strategy on circuit breakers because it's so open in the middle. It's such a gigantic map. So obviously, if you can break your opponent's siege line with something like this suddenly, you can get into a dominating position. And where Light took his 3rd base, that's not a very easily defendable 3rd base. You can harass it with vultures running around, and if you gain any sort of map control, you have high ground to attack it from. So it's very hard. Like, if you have map control, it's a good base, and if you don't, it's not.
Okay.
So if Forgg's 6 factory play can kind of pay off, and he can gain that map control, which he's starting to do, right? He's running around, he's laying some mines. That is a hilarious tank.
Yeah, look at that, just out there.
Yeah.
You're not expecting to see a tank in that position.
I used to always call those back in the early 2000s like random outposts.
Oh,
it's like, why do you have units there? Does anyone know?
Yeah.
Why do you have? Well, obviously we know why he has a unit there. It's kind of a clever move because he knew vultures should be coming over there.
So he knows he can probably just catch them there, and you know they take a lot of damage from those.
But yeah, you see, it's kind of a tricky situation, right? He's laying some mines here. This is definitely an area where Forgg can apply pressure. And look at that. Right now, he's only gone up to his 4th fact, so Forgg actually has twice the unit production right now of Light. Not that what Light is doing is bad or wrong in any ways. Like, I feel like both of them are playing quite well.
Yeah, I think given the positions they both gotten themselves in, I like, on both sides, the direction they're trying to bring this game into. So Light needs to defend this because right now Forgg has banked a lot on this attack. The sieging was a little bit late. We have some vultures coming up here.
Oh, man. And Light's defense here is just really strong. Forgg was a little bit slow getting his tanks up and sieging.
It's such an important skill to have to siege immediately. Oh,
yeah.
The problem now is that Light's got that 3rd base up and running. Forgg invested all those factories into the tanks and vultures, and they were, for the most part, all shot down. And now I think Light may just outgrow, just outpace Forgg in this game.
Even just this Wraith is almost a game winner. You don't have any Goliaths. Like, you're on Vulture tank when you're doing a strategy like this. You literally don't want to make any Goliaths after your initial couple. But yeah, that was a great hold by Light. Forgg just messing it up slightly. And those busts are very hard to micro correctly. You have to time everything out really, really well. And now look at this. Light, he's starting to move up, making a siege line.
So, continuing to hit these tanks over here. He's just chipping away. We're starting to see this blue arc come around here now for Light, as he's beginning to put the final touches on this contain. Now we got the vultures coming down here to try to hit this 3rd, but I don't know if this is going to do enough damage. You know, there's vultures, a siege tank here, and now Light has actually, I believe it's exactly matched the number of factories that Forgg had. So this is just going to get worse. We see the 2 armories here as well. So as the game progresses, Light is allowed to basically develop in every conceivable manner.
He's getting more upgrades. You know, he's got the 3 add-ons right now and that additional gas, so he really can support all that. Look at this. Forgg is actually going up to 8 factories on 2 bases, which is not really supportable. If you have super saturation, like 7 factories, non-stop production is pretty much all the money you have. But, you know, if you miss everyone in the world except a couple people miss Mac around, so I guess you'll be able to use them.
Oh, really nice hits here. Oh, there's no way Forgg's going to get out of this. He might want to just tap out, actually, to be honest.
He's trying so hard with these volts
Look,
right now.
Artosis, he wants to win so bad. How embarrassing.
Hey, that was good.
Yeah, that was actually
sick mines.
Considering there was like virtually nothing there for Forgg, the fact that he got that many kills is really impressive. But Light is immediately able to replace this.
Yeah, and there's just nothing left for Forgg. I feel like he has to do something crazy here, like walk all his units around the top, but there's a bunch of mines there, so Light would see it anyways. Maybe Forgg can try to take that base since he's got a good siege position there.
We're about to get to this moment where there's going to be blue command centers all over this map.
Yeah.
Here comes Forgg raining down. It looks like he actually managed to wedge his way in here, but there's just too much. If these vultures start spamming mines down, there's actually no surface area to run and hide from.
What if he doesn't spam mines down?
Well, he'll still win the game here. Yeah, this is actually...
Well, Forgg coming down with some more volts. Look at that. Some good mines get laid, but good targeting there from Light. Just too much.
Wow. You can see scans coming down everywhere. He sees, all right, he only has maybe double the base as I do. But the problem, and this happens a lot in TvTs, when you get the lead, it's actually up to the other guy to end the game or figure out how to make things work. GG.
Yeah.
You know, when you get that contain up, all you have to do is keep expanding. The other guy has to break out.
Yeah, a lot of times the smartest way to end a TvT is to wait for your opponent to leave.
Yeah.
Like you set up positions that he cannot break, you stay cost efficient, and you have more bases, and eventually he just has to run himself out on you, and that's exactly what we saw there. You don't need to do the death blow. Sometimes when you're behind or it's even, you want to do something like that,